What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. The link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link in the description box also. They asked me to put it up. I put it up. This video, though, is entitled Automation, Class, and Customer Service. It keeps popping up and crossing my mind because where I'm at, I see where automation is different. Small scale, you know. When you where I'm at, they have a lot of restaurants, a lot of stores, but it's a middle class and upper middle class area, right? But when I go out, it seems like the poorer the neighborhood, you know, it's trying to move to automation, but it's like more security. But to a degree, you see the difference in class and you see the difference in customer service. And what I mean by that is this. I've seen more businesses that I've never heard of before. As far as just using the food industry. The higher the class, the more businesses that you don't necessarily hit, because I guess where they figure is more money, is more opportunity to provide more services for people with more money. So in those areas, there's less automation. And the way I'm looking at it is like, I remember going to Orlando a few years back. And there was a McDonald's really close to Universal Studios. And pretty much automated. Now the area around Universal Studios, I mean, where I was coming from, not that well. And then I started thinking about where I'm at now. And just a theory is like, the closer I get to a poor neighborhood, I'm sure there's going to be more fast food restaurants. And then more of them are going to be automated. They're going to hire less people. It's going to look dirtier. You know, and the customer service might be lacking. But the higher up in neighborhoods you go, same business, could be cleaner. People take more pride in their jobs. And they take more pride in making sure that your meals are prepared properly. And it's less automation. This is what I've noticed. And the only way, because it's to the point where I'm at, they're putting together, you know, curbside groceries. And, you know, you just come up, pick them up, drive off. But at the same time, they'll deliver them to you. You know, not just, you know, they have those businesses that it's like, they're not Uber Eats, but they have people who actually do it. They pick up your groceries and drop them off. And I've seen more grocery stores, their companies have these trucks to drop it off. So, you know, automation to a degree, if you can afford it, is valeting your groceries and your medicine to you, right? The same thing I was thinking about with Amazon. They were talking about having like drones drop packages off at a time. But I don't think the drones are going to be in areas that are upper class. Because those people want customer service. They want to know who's working in their area so they can actually have someone to specifically talk to, and they'll pay for that little extra part of customer service. Now, if you're in a poor neighborhood, I don't think they mind drones dropping stuff off. You got nobody to blame. You don't feel like you'll pay for the customer service, so screw you. I might be wrong. This is just a theory. And I thought about the same thing with these businesses. Because what it means is they're gonna, there's gonna be less people to hire in the poorer neighborhoods, so it's gonna be even less jobs in these hoods because now you can't, you might get your Amazon, your Walmart stuff droned off to you. So if there's no warehouse in your neighborhood or near your neighborhood, right? There's nobody to build a relationship with because you're going to be talking to a robot because they ain't rocking with you like that. And if they ain't rocking with you like that, then if you coming from that neighborhood, what's the possibility of you being hired? So even on a fast food job like McDonald's, when it becomes automated, not too many people gonna be on the register. Not too many people going. It's gonna be a few cooks. That's pretty much it, right? And they might be overworked because everything's automated. They don't have help because I see in these upper neighborhoods, they have a whole crew that makes it efficient. I don't think when it goes in the lower class, the crews are going to be as big and it's going to be a whole lot less efficient. And who's going to want to work there? But then again, everybody's going to need a job because everything's automated. And the reason I think about that is because if you talk about poor neighborhoods, they're usually food deserts. There's usually not too many grocery stores in sight. There's usually not too many Walmarts or Targets or super Walmarts or super Targets in sight. There's usually not any fresh produce in sight. There's usually not any good medical facilities in the area. So you're pretty much walled off. And you got to go all the way out of your area to get something. So in essence, even the little money you have in your neighborhood, you're going to be forced to take it somewhere else and spend it. So the economy of your neighborhood is going to get lower and lower and lower and dry up to nothing. And then they're probably going to move in, buy everything up, and gentrify using automation. Just a theory. Just a theory. Because, like I said, people who are upper class will pay for the customer service. They'll tip you. They'll talk to you. They want to know. They want to know your schedule and your time frame. Because this is how they operate, And I thought about that because if the power goes out, if the water goes out, like power grids are different. Like, because in most power grids, you can just flip a switch on and off. Water, you can flip a switch on and off from, the building. You don't have to go out to the street to cut somebody's power on or off. Once the grid's right, you good. So you can shut it off to an individual or shut it on to an individual. No problem. Gas and water, technically the same, but a little different. Because if you cut somebody's water off, they literally come to cut your stuff off. But I will say this: in an upper class neighborhood, it's easy to cut your stuff back on. It's very easy. You live in a nice neighborhood and they cut your water off. You could literally walk outside and cut your water back on when they gone. Now gas, depending on the tools you might need, it's probably the same process. But see, when you're in a poor neighborhood, it don't work like that. And I think about that because using automation, class, and customer service, the value of everything is gonna go through the roof or gonna go straight to the toilet. Because now your zip code is really gonna play a part in everything. Because think about it. If you're stuck in an area that's like a food desert or resource desert, and a lot of stuff is automated, you have no idea about the quality of material that you're going to be asking for. And they could be shipping you, you know, the bad stuff, no problem. Who cares? You know? But, you know, the higher the class, the more the people care. And the more, you know, you're going to have to actually compete for these people's resources. Because what I noticed is there are a lot of businesses in the affluent area. A lot. You know, but when you go, the more you go down the totem pole, not so much. The businesses dwindle down. You know. And the quality of the resources you buy dwindle down. You could buy the same thing in the upper class and the middle class and the lower class, but I promise you, it's not gonna seem like it's the same thing. Don't know why that is, or you'll find they have completely different things. Because this is the other thing I've noticed, and I talked about this earlier on another video a long time ago. The richer the neighborhood, it could be the same business, literally. The richer the neighborhood, say you go to a grocery store, they cater their groceries to the demographic that the store is in. But the healthiest stuff seems to be in the richest neighborhood. Same stuff, same products, or near the same products, but the stuff that you really like, that you would pay a little top dollar for, if you're in a poor neighborhood, they ain't in the store. If you're in a middle class neighborhood, they may be in the store. You know, and when you're in a middle class neighborhood, you realize, man, where is this such and such at? They don't have this anymore. It's in the upper class neighborhood. So even the way, you know, commerce or resources are doled out to society, your class is going to be where your quality lies. And just a theory that I think part of automation is going to be used to you getting the worst of the worst. Like, you know, a person who's upper class will get a Tesla Uber. You know, it's automated. You can't afford a Tesla Uber, so you might get an Uber that's, you know, nobody knows if this technology is really gonna work as good as Tesla because it hasn't been put to the test. So you're a lab rat. Some of you might make it, some of you might not, because the way these cars are, the prices of cars keep going up and up and up, and the value of used cars seem to be going up and up and up. And you see more people doing Uber and less people driving. Like I said before, it makes me think that more people won't be able to afford cars in the future. Might be wrong. You know, because leases keep going up. Nobody's talking about payments anymore. So, just my opinion. Tell me what you think. We out. Peace.